I understood that they are looking for something, a person who is very much interested in this specialty. So all through my interviews, the most of the questions they were like, why do you want to do pediatrics? And I think if you are able to explain and present yourself out there, you might be someone who is very much interested in pediatrics, but if you cannot express it over there, I think the message is not conveyed. So I thought that you have to explain yourself that why are you interested in this specialty and what future are you seeing in this specialty.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. And today we have our student Ankita Nanda, who matched in pediatrics as a recent graduate. And we wanted to discuss some tips for those of you interested in pediatrics or otherwise in the USMLE Match journey, and especially recent graduates. So, welcome, Ankita, and we're glad you can make it today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm happy to help other recent graduates as well who are applying for pediatrics or any other specialty as well.
So let's start with a bit of a background about yourself. So tell us, where are you from, year of graduation, and how did you plan all of this?
Yes, definitely. So I am an international medical graduate, visa requiring from India, and I started my USMLE journey back in the early months of 2021. And after that, I started my journey with writing first the steps, step one and step two, and then I went to the US for my electives. I did 4 electives, all in PEDS, and then since I got my step two score lower than the average, so did something to enhance my CV as well. I did more research. I got into volunteering opportunities just to show my passion towards pediatrics. And then I applied with my first cycle and I got matched at the Brooklyn Hospital Center in New York.
Thank you. So I think looks like planning seems to be the key behind you as a recent graduate. You did do 4 electives, I think that's what you said. And how did you plan those electives? How many months in advance? And how should recent graduates do it?
Yes, definitely. So I think the planning has to go 6 months to 1 year in advance because I myself tried for the university electives. I applied 6 months to 8 months in advance, but unfortunately I couldn't get the university electives. I got rejected from them. So then I went on to separate help from the private agencies for the electives, and I did a rotation with USMLE Sarthi as well, and it proved to be very effective. I was the only person rotating with my attending, which helped me develop close bond with the attending, and also I could learn a lot. And I got one of my strongest letter of recommendation from that elective as well. So I think my recommendation would be, if you are still in your med school and you haven't graduated, you should first go for the university electives, and you should plan it before 6 months and 8 months, because the application deadline for most of the university electives is 6 months. And so you should plan it accordingly beforehand.
And looks like you had already decided that you would focus on pediatrics and therefore all your 4 electives in pediatrics. So I'm assuming this is one tip that you would have to focus on a single specialty. Is that something you really encourage recent graduates, or do you think they can, do multiple specialty electives and then decide? How did you think go about this?
I think it's a very subjective, it depends on different person's perspective. But according to me, when I started my journey, I was well determined that I want to do in pediatrics only. I did not have a backup specialty or anything, but I started my journey with want to becoming a pediatrician in future. So I did all my electives, all my rotations in pediatrics, and even the research was PEDS related and the volunteering activity were PEDS related, because I was very much interested in this specialty. So I think these all cumulatively helped me in the interview because I could explain myself why I'm interested in this field, and all the work in my application significantly contributed to this field as well. So that is one thing which has helped me match as well.
So before we come to the interviewing stage, you did the electives. What other thing? I think you mentioned some research also, volunteering. So what are some of the things that recent graduates can do to further their credentials and make a stronger profile?
Definitely, research is an additional boost to your CV. It's not about getting papers published. I feel it's about what you learn in the process, about how you manage your time and you work in a team, and how you eventually manage to submit the paper. That is the most important aspect of doing a research much early as a recent graduate. And I learned a lot by doing the research, not just publishing the paper, but going through different journals and working with different kinds of persons, and also working with a mentor. You get to know that how you go about in this process. And coming to the volunteering activities, I did volunteering. Much of volunteering was in India with the NGOs, and I chose to do volunteering activity which involved disabled children and helping the child society especially. So I think much of the volunteering activity you can do in India as well. People go for to look for volunteering activities in the US, which is also good. But if you cannot find some, definitely there are a lot of volunteering opportunities in India as well.
Okay, thank you. So now let's come to the interview part, which is one of the most important ones. So what do pediatrics program directors and the interviewers, what are they looking for?
I understood that they are looking for something, a person who is very much interested in this specialty. So all through my interviews, the most of the questions, they were like, why do you want to do pediatrics? And I think if you are able to explain and present yourself out there, you might be someone who is very much interested in pediatrics, but if you cannot express it over there, I think the message is not conveyed. So I thought that you have to explain yourself, that why are you interested in this specialty and what future are you seeing in this specialty.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Are there any other tips you wish you knew before you applied, or something that we missed that you think the recent graduates definitely should know?
One of the most important tip the recent graduates should know is that even though your application is splendid, you have research, you have all the boxes ticked, it all boils down to those 15 minutes in the interview, because that is the time they see you, at least virtually, and they interact with you and they get to know that, okay, I'm going to get along with this person for 3 years. So it's how you put yourself out there in those 15 minutes, which is very crucial for you also, and for them also, to get to know each other, that whether you'll get along for the 3 years or not.
No, that's very important, because I think what you're saying is the connect and your personality definitely matters, and how you can get along with others or not could determine a lot. So yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Ankita. Much appreciate your time. I know you guys are busy packing and with all the paperwork, but thank you for taking time out and appreciate your tips.
Thank you so much, sir. And also, I would like to add on a little bit. One of the thing that helped me a lot during my interview were the Sarthi videos. I definitely recommend it to my friends and juniors who are currently in the process, because for me, the interview preparation was very crucial. I was very well determined that I had to prepare well for the interview. And I saw all the Sarthi videos, from the behavioral to medical questions. They were excellent, and they helped me personalize my answers and put myself best out there in the interview. So personally, a huge thank you to you and the entire team.
Thank you. But you raise an important point, which is personalization of your responses is the key. Because anyone can go to Google and kind of Google these answers or chat GPT, but it has to be based on your experiences in your electives, maybe volunteering. That's important. But yes, glad that it was helpful. Well, thank you, Ankita. Appreciate your time and good luck in your coming journey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.